Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first episode playing Hearts Round 4 Ordem el Progreso. Cold Southern Springs version 0.01 Ordem Progreso. This is pretty cool. And we're not starting a new game. I want to play Brazil because it's the one country that's available. Fireworks explode over the Rio de Janeiro, ushering a new year. For many Brazilians, 1960 offers a ray of hope, but for those with power filled with uncertainty, the public cheers at Brazil's football team fights a World Cup victory. Tension rises in land, bureaucrats scramble to avoid economic collapse. Let's go. Brazil is a land of contrasts. There's a booming economy, but poverty is everywhere. It remains in cold war with the African Reichs I can't say that word. Reichskommissariat. I'm going to say that, but it's not involved the oath. But it's not involved the oath embargo against Germany, a state which a liberal democracy, but with countless remains disenfranchised. Brazil's economy will continue growing as long as the trade continues, but politics are on a knife edge. While Brazil's future looks bright, those in power know that it could all come tumbling down at a moment's notice. We got a bunch of paths to go down. I think they're all going to be fun. We're by Henrique Tixer-Lot and Let's Go, the old general. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play today. I've been looking forward to this mod for quite a while. Because I just love the new order. There's some scandal, of course, that happened, but I love the mod. Besides all the scandal happened with the mod developers, it is a good mod. Anyway, besides that point, region info. Let's start with country info. The southern juggernaut, the Republic of the United States of Brazil, the largest country in South America and perhaps the strongest. It's always had a potential to be a great power, but all ships were sunk by their sailors, consumed by a cycle of instability following the coup by a small clique of officers that ended the Brazilian Empire and birthed the First Republic. The Republic was plagued with corruption. It was largely cover for oligarch interests to rigged election, voter harassment, and many other sources of injustices that did nothing but deeply divide the nation to break point, which appeared in the form of the Revolution of 1930. Backed by alliance with opposition reformist and disgruntled military officers, I can't say half these names. I'm very sorry. Getúlio Vargas was thrust into power with the mandate of restoring stability to a broken Brazilian nation, thus starting the first Vargas era. The revolution successfully deposing the First Republic, Vargas focused on repairing the damage of the Great Depression, suppressing the oligarchs, and restoring order to Brazil. Dissolving Congress until the adoption of the 1934 Constitution, Vargas had to face not one, not two, but three revolutions and pushes by constitutionalists, communists, and fascists, allowing him to consolidate his power and perpetuate his presidency, citing instability and internal division. Vargas dissolved the legislature and invoked emergency executive powers, thus starting the period known as Estado Novo, a civic dictatorship in which all parties were banned, dissidents were stamped out, massive culprits town was built around Vargas. The beginning of the Second World War put international attention on Brazil's potential contenders, with the Allies and Axis certainly having tried to bring the nation to their side during the conflict through various means. However, Vargas would keep a policy of pragmatic equal distances to both sides. But the Axis' own plow would force the nation to the side of the Allies in 1942, so the submarines again targeting Brazilian ships in the Caribbean. Vargas adopting democratization measures while retaining control through political machinations. Brazil participated in the Battle of the Atlantic. Brazilian extradition force by Field by Marshal João Baptista Maris. I can't say half these names, so I'm very sorry. In general, Henrique Teixeira-Lot was sent to Britain to assist in events against the German invasion, fighting bravely but ultimately having to retreat in shame across the through several thousands dead. War almost reached the mainland to a tense standoff occurring between the Andes and Chile, and among all savers Brazil formed a secret mutual defense pact that formed preparations for a possible conflict. Cooler heads prevailed. In the end, the standoff was peace between the Axis and Allies was signed. Although humiliated, Brazil escaped major consequences for the participation in the war. With the defeat, Vargas would return to his policies before joining the Allies. Democratization was once more. Vargas would continue his rule by decree, but political opponents like Carlos Lacerda and the American involvement began breaking apart his hold over the nation. Despite attempting to mitigate the situation became unbearable after an assassination was attempted on Lacerda was blamed on Vargas. Culminating in 1949 with a military coup and a popular uprising, fleeing to Sao Paulo under protection of the governor Ademar de Barros, General Teixeira-Lot intervened to negotiate agreement that Vargas was allowed to leave power while keeping his reforms, preventing a military junta from taking over. Though the military managed to push through for the passage of the national security laws, banning the communist and fascist parties and leaving ground for the military to intervene in political matters. Following the coup with the end of the Vargas era, new parties such as the PSD and the Vargas PTB, the conservative UDN, and the populist PSP were quickly formed with the first elections nearing. This would be close race, but ultimately Eduardo Gomes of the UDN would come out on top, with Yael Gaffel of the PFL of the PSP as his vice. Gomes sought to cement Brazil's democratic institutions of progressive alignment towards the OFM. While the Gomes is normally seen as successful, he's also often criticized for a laid-back attitude towards military interference and corruption. In the 1955 election, the PSD's candidate, Yusana Kutowicz, was able to come out on top, sending a political coalition with the PTB as Johan Carlos was able to win the vice presidency. Despite their victory, the tensions were mounting the election led to Carlos Lacerda and Pedro Sagaga, refusing I can't say these names, I'm very sorry, I'm trying my best. Refusing to accept the results, causing both groups to begin their plans for a coup. Becoming aware of the potential danger, martial law moves, routing the integralists, forcing Segalda into exile, Lacerda backing away to lick his wounds, all while Lott's popularity soared. In the 1960 election saw the defender of democracy, Marshall Lott, running the joint PSD PTB ticket. Despite his popularity, the race ultimately still proved close, with the UDN coming close to second place. But Altamont de Barros was taking a good portion of the vote from the latter. The real shock was the result of the vice president's race. General Quadras of UDN swept the polls of his opponents. Now the two very different men, two very different political backgrounds, must take their relations to work for the future of Brazil. Less political turmoil threatened to consume the nation once again. Next page. Okay, I thought there was more. Okay, what's this? Previous page. Okay. Oh, there's more to read. I love this stuff. I love reading. I mean, it's not my favorite activity, but I do enjoy reading. The coalition formed for the first election in 1905 with Yuso the helm presidency, Junco running for the vice presidency, with Fire Forge Alliance after having to face a failed coup. Since then, under President Getúlio Vargas, the coalition has formalized and become more than mere electoral ticket, with the parties voting together on key issues, campaigning together, and watching each other's back for a shared common interest. The Parti Social Democrático. The PSD is a liberal party seeking to represent the centrist current of Brazilian politics aligned with Varguism. The party relies on agrarianism, powerful network, political influence in rural areas to maintain its support base, and functions as the middle point of compromise on Brazilian political issues. Henrique Texeira, the incumbent president of Brazil, retired army marshal, he participated in the defense of the British Isles during the Second World War. Back home, he was a staunch supporter of Vargas and the army. He was one who negotiated between the latter and the army for a peaceful transition to power in 1949. He himself became the figurehead of the constitutionalist faction military, preventing a coup occurring in 1955, became known as the Defender of Brazilian Democracy, a title which saw him thrust into the PSD PTB ticket in 1960 on the back of his semi-legendary status. His presidency so far has been a moderate one, although he has continued the policies of his predecessor. It's hard to face labor unless in the recent outbreak of the Lobster War. You should. I don't know how I was supposed to say that name. I'll try my best. Juscelin Kubitschek. Juscelin Kubitschek, the former president of Brazil, on the public smiling face of the PSD. Under his presidency, a policy of industrialization and great public projects was undertaken, and with great success. Foreign investment soared, infrastructure was expanded, Brasilia was built, and the Trans-Amazonian Highway began construction. He remains an important figure within the party. Running for a second term is not off the table for him and his peers. Tancredo Neves, the current Minister of Finance and the standard face of the PSD, a liberal centrist, he's a main supporter of the architect President Kubrick's and Lott's policies, believes that Brazil is currently going through its greatest days, a thing which should be reinforced. Partido Trabalhista Brasileiro. The PTB is a center-left party directed by the mantle of heirs Vargas. Is no secret that the man still wants to show from back on. The party relies on laborism, the working classes, their main support base. They act as mainstream left wing in the current Brazilian politics. João Goulart, the former vice president under Kubitschek, the current president under the Chancellor of Deputies, the political heir to Vargas, is the leader of the PTB. Humbled as he often acts as a public figure for their coalition, as the to-go person for negotiating with unions. Lino Brazilian, the current governor of Rio Grande do Sul, a grandee of the PTB and a brother-in-law of Goulart, the governor shortly improved the general welfare of the people of the Rio Grande. Sul seen rapid industrialization of a public schooling for rave reforms. He's slowly consolidating position as the national leader of PTB. Partido de Representação Popular. The PRP is a far-right national social movement created from the remnants of the integralist movement in Brazil. sorry. Due to the participation in the 1955 coup, the party is currently being suppressed. Despite being led by Plano Sagala from Excel, the party suffers from internal split between integralists and fascists. With Sagala remaining adamant that integralism predates its and is separate from fascism, while the leader in his absence, Miguel Rios, favored the faction which is aligned with the Italian style of fascism. Despite very minor popular support from the outside of South, PRP holds some influence in the armed forces. Okay. Features: protect Brazilian democracy through maneuvering reformist alliance, or see it die. But industrialize Brazil and see new heights in fitting and expiring international power. Consolidate foreign policy either way, aligning with the international bloc or the regional hegemon of South America's region. Info. How long is this? Oh, it's not long at all. Okay. South America. South America is a continent perpetually tormented by plagues, poverty, exploitation, underdevelopment, hunger, sickness, and most importantly, a terrible of all conflicts. Wars, socio-economic, political, foreign, and internal have defined the region for centuries. Even predating the establishment and destruction of the colonial hegemonies that turned the continent into what it is now. The recent disastrous American-backed Guadalajara Falls invasion of Paraguay is just one example for its current shift to the age-old conflict that has foreign superpowers treating the continent as their personal sandbox. And the old rivalries are still at play, defining the geopolitical order of South America, be it in Chaco or the Andes. The Americans are trying to consolidate their sphere of influence in the region, relying on subterfuge, humanitarian aid, political influence, while the Japanese, Germans, and even the Italians attempt to break down the door in any way they can. Though South America will continue to be plagued by the ills of its past, no matter what changes undergoes, the continent still has a chance of raising itself to a higher quality of existence. But that chance is jeopardized by greater forces which will directly or indirectly, willingly or unwillingly, bring chaos, misery to the region and its people. They are caught with crossfire of broader human conflict and greed. Mod features. Mod features: economics. Lastly, your complex economic mechanic. Section tabs with GDP will be key. Your GDP needs to be balanced out with your debt. Some factors do a lot of reckless expenditure. Okay, so we've gone through all this. Okay. Mod features, mod info. The last days of Europe. So they basically okay. TV tropes. That's cool. Anyway, Avante Brazil. Region info. Avante Brazil. Destiny lies ahead. Indeed it does. What's our army? We have 18 divisions. That's not bad at all. We have a decent army. General. Hold Marshal. Let's go with him. He's pretty good. Or this guy. Let's go with we might go with him. Development Edict of Vale. I have no idea how this works. Encourage. Okay. There we go. We did that. I want to get Amazonia under our control. That would be great for us, I think. Let's go here. Portugal, with decent political power, not great, but it's not terrible at the same time. Same with the horizontal. National focus. Let's go with fireworks in Rio. A year's passed and the laws. How long did that take for me to read all that? It took me almost 15 minutes. My golly. A year has passed and the law's gotten a lot of work done. Opening Brazilian, managing economy, beginning the construction of the Trans-Amazonian Highway, dealing with coffee strikes. After all this work, law is exhausted, needs a break. The New Year celebrations are the perfect opportunity for this, while others throng the streets, celebrating another year past of nuclear annihilation and sharing their hopes that the Hawaiian missile crisis will continue to de-escalate. Law will spend it hidden study taking a well-deserved rest. Let Quadros and neighbors take care of the government for just a week, then he'll be back to work for the old general. Open Federal GUI. I'll talk about Amazonia has so much potential. There's so much. So I don't know if the Northeast doesn't tell us. Fortunately, so that's not that's a bug. But anyway, Development Edict available. I don't know where it's available because I can't do it. The development channels manage the nation's economic development. Click on a regional display to active central product development. So we invest in a central highway, central transit, highway consumer resource power monthly to complete. One development guild activate time based wide each last 60 days. Affects level development and agreement. Spring economic growth. Lastly, the grass map display the progress development of the current region, economic development of the nation as a whole. So here we go. You have quite a lot of population there, so I mean, not too much. It could be helpful. So sorry. This is going to be a lot of fun. The old general, Henrique Texuglot, the 22nd president of Brazil, is in his heart still a military man. Lot developed his military career through his 4 decades, not through nepotism appointments or using so. Anyway, the point is he's pretty cool. Wooden boats. Quadrason calling in you for half an hour. Nothing were touched. Presidential resources limited. Distractions. Duty noted. DSCIA. Distractions, sleep it off, Chanel. Keep up focus oh, they don't focus it yet, sadly. Peru will have focus it next time, luckily, so that'll be cool. Anyway, so here we go. Who should we go with? Operation Lobster. Deploy the flotilla. Let's go with Operation Lobster. Let's do that first. Lights of real hope was in the air. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. Our Vice President, General Connor, he's not great. Just a civilian factory. Oh, for construction. Probably need to do construction. That would probably be very helpful, actually. Not that it matters since we don't have any factories available. Okay, nice. Host the press. I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's see what happens. Reshow the top brass. Maybe stuff that see collapse. I don't know. The Reich's last conquest, the space race, finally been won. Maybe not. Operation Lobster will commence soon. The victory for diplomacy as co-workers a fun for that one. Military goes restless. I may just let them grow a little bit restless. A house divided. Assassin strikes at Hitler. Deploy the flotilla. The Lobster War. Arnold, you will have your task force. All choices may entail some serious ramifications. Election season. Oh, I don't remember what the PT. I don't remember what. Ah, I don't remember what party was which. Okay, darn. Okay, so PSP. UDN. PTP. PSP. Coalition PSC. So PSP. Foreman. PRP. Can't really even run as a PR. Can we run as the PRP? Let's go back. Sorry, I'm being annoying with this. I'm very sorry. I just want to see PRP. So we're going to turn around as the PRP. I just wanted to see if I don't even think we have a choice to run as the PRP, which kind of sucks, but, just how it is. Anyway, the point is, it might be fun to play as the PRP if we are able to play as the PRP. Because, the PRP doesn't look like they have much power. I just want to help out my PRP, it doesn't look like we can, so... Elections. So we got here PSP. I'm gonna go with the PSP. I'm gonna go with PSP. Go 20%. There we go. My high was 90% complete. I don't even know where this is. Okay. So we have our votes. Let's just try and collectivize there. Maybe not. What are we doing there? Campaign there, but looks like we're already gonna win. There, not great. Not great there. Not great there. Campaign here. We're gonna focus on Bahia. More the same with the scene. We're just gonna campaign there and try and win there. I actually kind of prefer that wave campaign in comparison to the one for the United States. It's a little bit better. Just it looks nicer, I think. But that special is true. So I prefer it. You know, I prefer it. It's just to me, I like it. I don't know if I'm playing as playing as the PSP. Yeah, yes, I'm playing as the PSP, right? It's PST, PSP. I'm playing as the PSP. Not that many. We don't need that many seats. We just need to win some seats left. But that Gordo turns open the door. So it might be that one might be up for grabs too. That one might be up for grabs too. So that'll be cool. Deploy the flotilla. Okay. Let's go campaign there. Sponsor industry. Play flotilla generally push back one way or another. Stop the companies. Let's pacify the Germans. You will pacify the Germans. We still have a bit of an advantage there, so we're going to go here and campaign again, 22%. It's up for grabs right there. There's a lot of places that are just barely up for grabs. I mean, last time I forgot to leave the chalk. You may see the PSP grow in strength, which would be great to see. How's it up here? 31%, still holding out. Let's get that 26%. Let's firm that up a little bit. Ripe harvest, stop the companies. Seize their ships. Let's do it. It's quite interesting though. I'm really sorry for not talking. I should be talking more. Anyway, I'm just really engrossed. That's what I love about this mod. This mod gets you engrossed. Once you play this mod, you are engrossed in this mod. It's a good mod. I really recommend you play it. It is just really, really engrossing. It is one of the most engrossing mods out there. It really is. May lose some seats, but we're going to gain some others. So, may lose some seats, which I'm not enjoying, I'll be honest with you. But we're going to get some new seats, which is great to see. Adolfo DeFranco. Alvada. When's the election? So, policy will stand for the savages. Okay, the 48-hour ultimatum. Lots and Quattros relationship with the military law will be affected by our choices. Here, let's sponsor industry. Here we go. Campaign there, 26%. That's enough to follow up our support. Oh, 31%. We may need a campaign there. That's definitely not going to be campaignable. Could form up our support. I think we're going to form up. I mean, I want to form up. I don't want to lose this. BN. That's 1965. Okay. 1965. We're just going to get some seats. There's not a whole lot of opportunity for us to lose seats. So we're just going to focus here on what we can keep. We can definitely. That's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. We can gain there. So I'm going to say turning point for the nation. In fact, it is President's Day. Or oh, second. Oh, frick! I want to campaign there. The 48-hour ultimatum. It's pretty decent. Well, he's okay. He's okay. Actually, he's pretty good. He's not great. He's not the best, but Central Africa. Vigilance pacified. That goes to a lot of stability, which will be fantastic. Okay. This, we're going to go with more industry, mass production, or batch production methods. I'm going to go with batch. Alliance crossed. Barrows. It isn't worth it. Let's play it safe and keep them on its length. How much bamboo do they eat? Here is an opportunity to win as well. Here we got a secured victory. Secured victory there. There's another victory for chance here as well. We can just get one more. I think we can really secure a victory. Got a lot of crabs. Fortunately, there's not too many places we can get the Brazil wins the World Cup. Congratulations to the champions, which is us. At the moment, Brazil celebrated as one. Indeed, we did. Brazil is going pretty well. Brazil is going pretty darn well. Defeat Beijing, Mongolian Civil War, interesting. Let's go here. Get one more campaign. We're gonna win a lot of seats. I'm feeling it. A lot of seats are gonna be coming our way. That's not a good seat. 20. It's not good. Not a good day, unfortunately. Okay. There we go. Let's go with military industrialization and horizontal. I don't know why I always go with horizontal. Horizontal is just what I personally choose to go with. It's just my personal preference. Anti-piracy operations. Battle. We're going up quite fast with that stability. We're going up quite fast. Gonna camp. We were winning there. Could we win there? I don't think we could. Could we win there? We're gonna win there. We're gonna win there probably. Could we win there? No. Could we win there? Definitely not. Could could win there. We possibly can at least hurt them a little bit. I don't remember the win per se, but I don't think it's something we should give up on either. Because we have some support. We're winning a lot of seats though. That's definitely true. We're doing Che Guevara release. Way to treat a former ally. 10%. When's the election though? Pushing our line. Maybe Two Brothers Law walk into a bar. Oh, sorry. Edict. Um, let's go here. Sponsor industry. Gallows a piece of splinters. When the election? My question: when is the election? Here, what's on the campaign? They are going to 28%. We're not going to win, I don't think, but we will certainly be able to. Oh, frick, we could win there. Guanabara. I completely forgot all that. Oh, that's a week. This is someplace we could win. We could take it from Algon to Costa. There's a good chance we could have done that, but I don't know if we can do it now. 35, 25, 25. Here, search and destroy, work with the governments, deal with the Free French. Work with the governments. Quadros. Okay, so we're going to go here, because this is definitely a place I feel we could make a gamble for. Then we can make a gamble for there. Definitely here, we can make a big gamble here in Guanabara. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice to see this. I'm really enjoying this mod. I was going to tell you that much. I'm really enjoying it. We're 25. We're barely going to crunch out a victory. We're going to crunch out a victory. Ugh. I want to make sure we crunch out a victory there. So we're going to go. Oh gosh, campaign there. Make sure we don't lose that. We gotta make sure we don't lose all our points. We're gonna win there. I'm gonna find it. Where is Guanabara? Guanabara. I can't find it. There's someone. I don't know. Don't care at this point. The S&P all elections. Okay, so we're gonna win there. We're gonna probably win there. We're gonna win there. Win there. Definitely not gonna win there, but we could win. We gamble for here. Let's make this gamble. We may win a couple of seats. I don't know if we're going to hold them all, but I'm feeling confident we're going to hold a lot of seats at the end of this election. We're going to hold a lot more than we had a Liberian deal. Southside gets some sleeps and convoys. Okay. The deal with the Free French. Lost the bone. Fortress West. Let's go with Scavenger. I think it's the most helpful. Scavenger. Development Edict. Oh, let's go sponsor industry. Apparently sponsoring this, so he's not doing a whole lot of work there, but whatever. It's definitely helping out our economy a little bit. Fox, Faction, all brass, BSB cards. The demarks of the campaign bus staffers phone preparing leaf flyers, leaflets. Almar briefly sat down. PSP buses election would be enough for him, but Almar helped Guanbar give him the edge to succeed. That's nice. Guanbara's looking our way. This place is looking our way. This place is looking our way again. We just gotta hold on to what we have. Gain a little bit more. Because I'm feeling the PSP could come back for not the largest victory, to be certain, but it could hurt basically the UDN, forced premature. We're getting a lot of seats. I'm going to feel a victory. Feeling the victory out, That's what I'm feeling. So, quad deal with the Free French. Then bring the Slavs to conflict to an end, and then we'll get a bountiful harvest. Okay, let's see. Where are we losing? Here. We're not losing there. We're winning there. Winning there with campaign. We ain't losing there. We're going to keep hold of what we have, and we're going to gain some. So we're going to do a lot of hard work. I'm not feeling confident about victory everywhere, but I'm feeling some victory. Matter of oil. Feeling a decent victory. I'm feeling a decent victory, and that is good to see. Sorry, I had to check the time. The deal with the Free French, easier said than done. Yes, the Saudis can put touch on the line. Brazil votes. Can't even do that yet, so I guess we'll go with cost from the V's. Okay. PSP is 10. I'll be back in just a second. Sorry, we are back. Anyway, so we did win a bunch of seats, which is great to see. I think we're going to win. Well, we're losing. We definitely won. That's good to see we won a bunch of seats. Hopefully the Pirates. As of the Senate. The continual camera find itself a house dividing after 1962 parliament, though paper congressional appears being controlled by the Vargas alliance of PTB and PSD. It is nowhere near as simple as that. As one might expect, there are front lines, fault lines, factions enough to make an elementary schools, playground, scholarly team administrations union comparison. The semi-lower house, Joe Carter, formerly vice president of Jean Quebec, was able to garner enough support from the PTB, PSD, and PSB as a minor parties the elected position of president of that chamber. But in the Senate, the raised PSD candidate Aurel de Moro and not be good terms Gola was the one who became president because the PTB taking advice from Gola refused to count candidates and serve as president of the Senate. Aurel instead relied upon cross-alliance support from the UDN and other opposition parties. This trend the left desirable is probably manageable President Law unless some kind of crisis occurs that will require our launching of collaborative crisis to serve so unlikely occurrence of as duly noted. Oh, they're going to war with Ghana. War in Guyana. We're going to lodge a formal complaint about this, actually. I think we're actually going to lodge a formal complaint. Quadras, we'll lodge a formal complaint about this. That finished the press conference. Dividing President Lott's word was simple and frank, action without regard for South position, while President Nixon should have reached out regional actors and partners of the United States and Brazil. His remarks law to renew our cooperation between nations and continent. The friend de la Sota. Samuel Everson to Gauls practically dragged away from us, side against again the fire. De Gaulle's demands. See if we can make a better deal. Which of course absolutely ridiculous. No deal was the goal. Transgalactic disappointment. You know, let's go with it. I mean, guns, weapons, as long as they're fighting the Nazis off. But you know, let's give the Free Fighters what they want. They want weapons. They want tanks. They want stuff we probably don't even have. Well, take it, France. I don't know. I mean, we might use it. We may not. The point is, France. I wish I can give it to France. I think that's deal, Mr. De Gaulle. Deal. It's going to help out. Going to help out with the transatlantic agreement. The pirates are all scattered. Finally, we now shift the focus to scattering them once and for all. Copy from the V's, then we can scatter the pirates. Who are the pirates? Copy from the V's. Interesting. Now we're going to scatter the pirates. So to complicate things, the fallout outside it began to rain. I like that color they use for the south. I mean, it fits well. Brazil, it's definitely more jungly, and I love that about that. I love the more jungly color. It's really nice. Anyway, so we got Mr. the Barros. We got quite a lot of support for the PSP. PRP didn't do well at all. The Silvero. I hope he wins. You know, he's an ally. He's a good ally. I mean, so, undeveloped sponsor industry. Another coup in Argentina. Interesting. I can't wait till the Argentina demo comes out. That's certainly be a lot of fun. That would certainly be a lot of fun indeed. Nicest Brazil and Brazil's exhibit between Pixar Lot, supported by the left wing. PSD, qualities back to UDN, both have publicly promised to work together behind closed doors. With high tension power struggles, Brazil now waits turbulent times will have the opportunities to grow their influence, addressing which they tear the relationship apart. The pirates scattered, fantastic, bountiful harvest. That's gonna be great for us. That's gonna be really great for our economy and for our stability, which is good as well. United States, poor Guyana. Well, I feel like it's definitely going quite well. We're accomplishing here today. We're accomplishing quite a lot. Eric Koch severely injured. Poor guy. Well, maybe not poor guy, but still. Whatever. Anyway. State circumstances over the Poco kind of understand something. Elections, development, bountiful harvest. Now we're going with the Neves plan. Lots. I think, because I mean, here's the deal. I just don't want to have to do with. I don't want to have to Neves plan. I want to help our GDP. You know how we're going to do that? We're going to do that. We're going to go with the Neves plan. Then split it down the middle to keep that cooperation. The military loyalty rises. Fantastic. Military systems control the Gulf, or is the lifeblood of our empire. Why did I want to find it more admirable? Issue Wilson, anyway. And everybody's plan. Then we're going to go raise some taxes. We're going to have a more nationalist results. I think that's the best thing we can do. Go for a nationalist Brazil. This was extraction. We're going with decent industry. We're going decent industry, actually. It's Brazil. Pretty decent industry. Old General, Brazil, retreat, law, produce efforts, Brigadier General. Go a lot. The Neves Plan, former Agricultural Commission. Let's get the Peasant Leagues. It's the Peasant Leagues. Pin an Agrarian Bill. New negotiations wrangle the ranchers. Hold the vote. Calm the countryside. Type verse 3. Neves Plan. Let's raise some taxes first. Let's raise some taxes. Let's get the taxes. Convoys. I don't know. Tiger the Eastwards once again. Oh my gosh, how many do we? Okay, Tiger the Eastwards once again. Okay, so really the balance of power shifts once again. That's interesting to see it side with, or Bulgaria side with Italy. That's something you don't see all too often. I mean, you see it often, but it's not the most. It's usually they usually lead with Germany. I feel, at least in my games. Low taxation with medium taxation, income rate, regain some income around a dang Guanabara. We ain't got no budgets. We're industrializing. We are industrializing. Continue industrialization. With the decimal meaning, could be playing another revolution. Partially industrialized. Let's sponsor the industry. Raise some taxes. Control profit transfer. Companies, wealthy people, and other sort of types form part of the 1% to transfer the money over to places like balls and tilted pinball machine. At the moment, our government does not gain anything from this, but if we impose regulation, taxes will scale lucrative new sources of income. Tax the wealth of Brazilian bottom line. Sure will anger these groups as price worth paying for the welfare of the Republican people. They will realize the rightness of policy in due time. Been developed Brazil, the bright spot indeed, wins Welsh elections. So Welsh. So good for him. Good for him. That will help us get a little bit of our economy back on track, which would be just fantastic. So I think we're going to finish this Focus 3 in today's episode, and then we'll go next episode into the next Focus 3. Anyway, I'm enjoying this mod quite a lot. It's lower interest rates for agricultural rates. We can investigate the peasant leagues. The leadership of the peasant leagues are in the same position as the Republic. The military is no illusion about the scoring day, but talk about here a lot. And the former colleagues who implement some decisions by to prevent these issues from turning into something more than that. Just Quadros, backed by some members of PTB, is complaining quite loudly, as is his wont. Well, what must be done? Yes, manpower -1. Seditionists. So they're basically making sure seditionists don't get sworn. Agrarian Relief Act will be put to vote in the Senate now. Okay. Time for restraint, the everlasting legacy of the Reich. Which holds fast their manner of shares. Out with a crash. They're certainly not. We're doing pretty well. I mean, it's untouched. The Parson is undeveloped. I don't know how it's still undeveloped. We're trying to support it as best we can. Anyway, enact deflationary policies, so we can continue down here. So this is the south, repairing the road system. I may go with. May be able to help a lot. A little bit mechanization programs. Do I get paid overtime? The real work begins. That'll help us with mechanization programs. You may go with Industry. I feel like industry can more help in the long run. Lots of both grows, father and daughter. Um, so it's pushing Quattros to the edge a little bit, but I feel like it may be worth it. Sponsor industry. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go here, back here. Continue industrialization. I don't think naval dockyards are going to be nearly as helpful as industrialization. I just don't think so. Plus, we're going to get civies from this, so be more helpful. I think dockworkers strike. Soldiers fight in certain battles all the time, but never by choice. It's not my fight. Brief. Okay. The brief had also painted a bleak picture of the dockworkers. Each man receives a monthly payment stack of Kurosawa banknotes, thinner than braided boot soles. Now, every day his work was punctuated to sudden accident, the supervisors were rarely there to see it. It's pressing us, Mr. President, Quadro said, breathing out a blue smoke. I'd strike too. I'd go down there if I could. But the only difference between me and them was them, me and them would be that I want to be there. Lot pushed the papers aside with this, and I meant to say that won't go on for long, you know. We cut it short and we set the police. I'm saying this to become normal. Those workers putting up those fears, they probably can't afford to miss the pay, so we should take the time to figure out what pushed them too far and fix it. Lock-in, the aging marshal, Jester Conley's old military accomplice. The owners don't want police because they think they panic their shareholders. Mr. President, if negotiations go poorly, the fallout will rest on you. Please keep in mind that it's a squabble between employees and employers, not our problem unless we make it our problem. Quatters gliding down the denies who make a shadow. Defense then, that's your field? How do we make ships if there's no one to build them? That sounds like our business. You should be on my side, Darren. You should still have a stake in this farce. That's enough for both of you, Lot said. I'll decide shortly. For now, you're dismissed. Dennis and Quatters both hurried out of the office. Dennis, insofar as he could, and the president, as just looking out the deep thought coming with Panero. Worse than industry suffers, Brazil suffers. An army man fights his country's battles. Yes, we're gonna fight these battles. Negotiating with the dock workers. Um, you took me your cheap cigars for this. The president. The air in the room was dense with cigar smoke and precipitation. A lot finally understood how the dock workers felt stuffed into a whole British ship. Perhaps this was part of the strategy. 20 men on either side of few sat around a sticky table which occupied most of the room. The president crammed to its thatch chair outside the dock workers, chewed tobacco, talked among themselves a bit before a gaunt man emerged and the number hushed and was striking and said, Before you begin, I'd like to thank Mr. President for coming, especially given the opposition must have experienced before he took the long journey here. Lot nodded as they went around the table, puffed their cigars, and the room was filled with smoke. Well, we have every reason to listen to each other now, Mr. President. I'll be blunt. We prefer if you heard us over our bosses. We want 10% raise our pensions and 6% raise our minimum wage. If we agree on this strike will stop by tomorrow morning. Lot did not let his face betray doubt. Those numbers threatened his government coffers. They might not be as costly as the fury of oligarchs. Simultaneously, he was unsure how long the strike would drag on, how much action would cost him, and how much it would cost his dock workers. It was like rolling dice. But if he haggled skillfully, he might be able to contain his expensive. Perhaps Lot could win this game by not playing. It was a feeling he could not abate. Respect behind his men, callous hands, where families depend on them. If their strike was not selfish or risk-free and could send all of them home happy families if he opened his wallet. I don't see why you're. I wouldn't have anyway. I'll meet your demands. I don't see you trading for this anytime soon. I don't want to have it anyway. I'll meet your demands. Good old. This is why Lot has the support. Lot kowtows and negotiates. Strike later on, they jumped halfway along the table to steal their agreement. He and Lot shook hands, opened the door, heavy, humid air. The dockworkers joyous when views of their complete swift victory. The president, though, their beer as he left. There sounds of president palace were tapping for Lot's footsteps. Quiet like it was a prelude to an argument. He knew someone was waiting ambushed in the secretary's adjunct office as we saw their unique instant of reliability. Tinkery's news of Lord Lot's with Lego Pano. Mr. President persuades you to open our treasury to those workers. Good afternoon, Neves. I'm sure it was the quickest way to resolve this view and get to working again. An excellent way to undermine the investor confidence and induce economic confusion. Those assurances weren't for days, I'm sure of that. A decision I made, not Quadros. And if the little confusion is a consequence of something that must happen, it's better to resolve it sooner. And now that I have a similar problem, I need to find the quickest way to get you out of my office. And with a weathered frown, Neves opened Lot's doors and the president sat in his chair. I made no mention of Quadros, nor did I need you to realize I'm making a decision. Those dockworkers didn't see you negotiating with them. They saw Quadros pushing you into a chair. He didn't need to be at the meeting the proper moment. Let's try to negotiate. I'm going to go back and let's try to negotiate. I mean, we want to give them something, but we don't want to give them everything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes democracy must be being blood. Augusta Pinochet. It's quite good quote. And the point is, we're gonna make a deal, good deal, a very good deal for our people. But the revolution on Apple that falls on 10% is far too low. Those numbers need to come down before I can agree on anything. Driving a hard bar. I understand how difficult your work is, and mine requires I make some difficult decisions. You're asking for too much, and I can't agree until someone some down. So let's figure right things out. Like trade is what's worse, and maybe you do don't. Maybe you do understand myself. Maybe you don't. You're a soldier. I don't know if you've ever been in a battle. I don't know if you've ever been in a battle, but the feeling you got in your chest while being flung around by shells, so those guys living all the time. Seriously, are pushing into their 50s and walk back into back, so kick them for years because that's how it's been. With all due respect, finding battle and carrying luggage are very two different things. I know soldiers without legs who wish they could walk like some of you, but don't. Man, the progressive demoralized dock workers strike his face close into his scalp. His forehead's falling too. So, Mr. President, the smoke we're breathing right now is a little fresh and a warning. In the air, next to the shit from the engines, our bosses stick us near. The closest thing is to a soldier sucking out mustard gas. Things give her a pension. It's out of the wage, Mr. President. Take it or leave it. Behind a severe expression, Lodge hassling himself. He wondered if he would have been a better decision to send Quadros negotiating or would have been today planning the trans-Amazonian highway. But they are colder. He thought these suckers won't go home empty-handed. I think we're going to go with a wage increase. I think that's the best thing we can go with. The wage increases. You got a deal. We gave them something. We gained something. I mean, we don't want to give them everything. But, wage increase, that's something I think more manageable, in my opinion. Brains to raise him away. Just like they were jumped halfway along the table to steal their agreement. He and Lot shook hands open the door, heavy humidity. The dockworkers satisfied with the higher wage, either present through their beers and left. More reports, more letters, more fees and neglect profanity. First scoops of some Brazil's businesses community. Lot considered throwing them out his window, but the possibility of an over-ambitious of them finding kept his hand on the temple. Kept his hand on his temple. Despite his frustration at the striking dockworkers, at least Lot thought they knew how to be satisfied. These suits complaining over the loss off to hardly spare him thanks. But if he budged them with a pillowcase full of coins, Lot had to solve the problem. The dock workers were back at work and business were no longer bleeding money, and Lot did not have to pay a cent. Maybe I should go into business. I love that. Maybe Lot should go into business. Lot surveyed the maps with critical eyes. He was overjoyed. He was no longer suffering in front of the strike boards. The crisis was settled, so no longer distracted him from his work, nor incentive, passion, and project laid out in front of him. The lines bisecting the Amazon jungle would be arteries of the future of Brazilian land development. 5,000 kilometers of paved highways would galvanize the investments and accelerate the exchange of the nation's goods. Thousands of settlements would be freed from their investments by the jungles. I can't say that word. Acazoros. And see visitors arrive on the roads for the first time in history. The Amazon remained a prodigious work of unpaved paths and endless canopy, but will no longer be excluded other. For Brazil will be brought to it. Lot smiled. He skimmed his report on Toronto laborers holding progress Sarah and placed at the bottom of a thick pile of papers. No. He better get that back. He'd get that back to that later. From nowhere, this road shall make somewhere. Lot's doing a good job. Lot's doing a very good job. Continue industrialization. Industrialize the South. I don't think we're going to industrialize the South. No, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to build. We're going to industrialize the interior. Because that'll give us some more Quadros influence. But I think it's not bad to give President Long advice on collaboration with study with both of them to gain the upper hand, make their vision for Brazil reality. While assisting the administration make the shift of balance of power, the strength of the relations will affect how government weathers a potential crisis. I feel like we're doing pretty darn well. I feel like we're doing pretty darn well. The Free State, the Magadan declared war on the all-Russian government of Amur. Industrialize the interior. Development edict. Undeveloped. Okay, let's sponsor some industry. Care for the sake of love. Maybe I'm probably doing the wrong thing. I don't know. Probably I'm doing the wrong thing for a long time, but hey, so be it. So be it. Immigrant societies, blessed are the cheesemakers. The Haida game was corrugated. Eventually, corruption trains Amazonian highway. It's not good. Repairing the Kubrick system. For military factories, go with that. Agricultural premise of Japan. Status quo once again. Misplaced support. Always good to keep an eye on political rivals. Because the power cave of the South exploded. Fortunately, I'm focused on this one, but I cannot wait until we do play as one of these nations. Putting the premise of Thailand, the drums beat heavy. Indeed, they do. I'm saying this is quite fun. I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm definitely enjoying this. Then we can go with after this. We can go with like Quadros maybe a little bit in power. Deploy the police on the power of the murder most foul. Fortunately, maybe I think this is going to help us more too. The GDP will receive a boost. Repairing the Quebec road system, amazing. Never's plan complete. With the completion of the transparent Never's received our coming balance for economic growth and achieve the debt crisis will resolve for the time being. We've successfully industrially formally developed region in Brazil. Mechanized farms, modernized renewed infrastructure, secure new source of income for the government, put more money into the pockets of ordinary Brazilians. The president was so wise to put our trust in Senor Neves. Granted, the inflation has not gone down much, will decrease over time to show the wise policy. Surely, it won't increase, right? I mean, it may increase. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen. All I know that right now we're going to form an agricultural commission. The Peasants League has lost its leader. Now the rural regions are once more in chaos. Peasant leagues and unions are no longer restrained and are making unrestrained demands and striking en masse. The Run Conference interesting moment. Striking en masse. Even when strikes are not taking place, employee-employer relations are rising to unsustainable level, and is becoming negatively affects our politics and economies. Cannot be born. According to present law, will convene an agricultural commission or the vice president agrarian reform that will advise a bill that will put this issue to rest once and for all. Never could tell clearly the matter of the PSD. What's the writers in the PSD are angry, Henry. They thought they'd been you over so much go to quite a minus crisis to get the point. They are angry that you didn't go with them enough, consult with them and that right. I don't like them. They're right. You need to know more about their opinions, Enrique. Lot Scott, I'm president and creator. I'm doing what's best for the country. They need to have faith I'll be able to preserve our democracy and prevent a political disaster. On the other side, I understand that, Henrique. You know I have faith in you, but you really need to talk with Aurora and the rest of them. They ought to ensure their voices are heard. Let me know, and now I can tell it's clearly worried him. Well, get ready to be worried, my man. Get ready to be worried. Film edict. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. Socialized mechanization. Inflation's gone down, which is good to see. Inflation has gone down. Former Agricultural Commission deployed Victor's challenge. The commission will ensure the peasants will finally get their due. Jacques Gros, well respected among the world labor moves, the de facto leader of the PTB is known for his ability to effectively empathize with the people. People are willing to tell him what they want to listen to his citizens. With law and the other power members of PSD or the PTB cannot hope to equal. That's just what we need if we want to bring about positive into this challenging situation. President Law recognizes this. Accordingly, he was to go out to talk to these people and calm them down. This isn't progress. Well, I guess it isn't. Let's go with this. Night vision, 20% bonus. That would be amazing. Votes for all the folks. It's good to see. We're coming to African democracies. I mean, that's good to see the African democracies, you know, African democracy. That's quite good to see, actually. Very quite good to see. The Boygorat. Okay, now we're going to go with investigate the peasant leagues. The issue of the peasant leagues currently stands clear. As President of the Republic of Brazil, military has no illusion about this. Penny agrarian bill. Let's investigate. We need to investigate sometimes. We need to make sure it's safe. The political law. In the end, the problem is solved. Gotta make sure. Gotta make sure. Relation may worsen, but that's okay. We already had quite a good relationship, so. Headed by Nersa Gadea, the so-called moderates of the Brazilian military pyramid status quo, the primary concern is surveillance ensuring a stable Brazil that ensures text becomes hardliners, goose steppers, trackers, hardliners, most antagonist factions of Brazilian democracy. They're not too strong, at least. They're not too strong. Constitutionalists, Fourth Republic democracy, no matter what the Constitution is saying, because quality says the military solution Brazil was will shield the president to intervention to the best of their abilities. Hardliners, the general saying they take coup in the field in 1955, so they're not too strong, even then. They're not too strong, the hardliners. So we have a pretty decent support. Adolf Hitler has died, a day to remember. This is not the end by any means. Investigate the peasant leagues. Pin an agrarian bill. Agrarian Relief Act will be introduced to the Senate, though. There you go for that. Okay, Development Edict. Southeast, we're going to go with subsidized mechanization. Mechanization could definitely use a boost there. Please don't crash. Something must have happened. I don't know what. The German Civil War happened. Okay, the end of the Reich, surely. So it begins. Republic of Brittany, a shadow looms over France. Pin the agrarian bill. Right divide satisfactory. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not horrible. Work with each other. Brazil never two at times. So cautious prayers and causes Moscow in turmoil. We're doing decent. We're not doing terrible. I mean, that's something to say. At least we're not doing terrible, right? Um, um, where's that go? Hans Fatal consumes control of Germania. HMLR. Discussion Africa. Okay, let's Republic of South Africa. The Boer Commando Rising. English Civil War begins with Showtime. The Bull and the Pandas. Union heroes, great minds of a generation working from the dark. Nation of the Africa Shield. Germany and Chaos, they might have a chance. It's a lot of wars, to say the least. Oh, the Jews won. That's good to see. South African War, the domino shall fall. Integrating Bill. Domino shall fall. So, I mean, the Republic of South Africa has something to deal with the ANI, so it's good to see. Union negotiations. Union negotiations. Liberties are one of the major factors in the current crisis. Let's go with the Union negotiations. So they should have a numbers game on them with decent more troops. I mean, I don't know if how many troops they have. I think they should, with the Americans be able to crush their enemies quite easily. Union negotiations. True chaos. When will it end? Union negotiations. So negotiating with the unions, the fastest move unlocks new options. Focus 3. Walter Saleh sat across from Lott in the president's office, a sheaf of papers clutching in his hands. He spread them across his desk, collection of graphs, reports, intelligence maps. This is everything we have in the South Africa War. The U.S. is almost certain to intervene on the rest of the elephant shortly, but even without doing so, their shield has the upper hand. President Lott sifted through the papers for a while. He examined each of the documents in turn, asking for occasional clarifying questions. These were the sort of problems he made Lott excelled at solving. Troop movements, logistics, naval clashes, native resistance, and foreign interventions. The SAW, the South African War, was a mighty puzzle, but as Lott examined the collected reports, he realized that a piece was missing. The Organization of Free Nations was on the back foot. Democracy was on the back foot. So Brazil was on the back foot. Lott stood up suddenly. Let's take a walk, Walter. I have some ideas. I need air. Saturdays followed after them. As they made their way slowly out of the building, as soon as they were out, Lott began to speak. We have removed from the Eagle here, Walter. South America has already faced German aggression, but the war will stop this. But how long can civil wars last? The Germans are at their weakest point in decades. They're already rebounding, standing by what would be criminal. I'm rambling, Walter. He suddenly turned around and stared at Salles. No matter what happens, I will not allow fascism to extinguish another democracy. Brazil will stand with South Africa, or you can call me Henrique Silva. They walked for a while discussing how they would spin this intervention. Well, we're going to do the invention. I'm going to save here. I mean, we're going to save here. I mean, we can hold the vote in a minute, but right now we got to get in that war. Send our troops to go help out Brazil. Hold the vote 21 days. Gulf to the north. Sorry, what is this? Send on the vote. Aggregate. Send the use of signal of the votes. They got 14 out of 16, 7 out of 15, PSU 4 out of 10, PRP none, UDN 2 out of 24. Negotiate with the. Now let's negotiate with the UDN. Do we have enough to pass? 27. We don't have enough to pass. Let's go with negotiate with the UDN. Let's rally these guys. Let's rally PSD. Cogs in the machine. Sure, if it's only get the support, fine. If that's what it takes. If that is what it takes. Presidents learn to ensure agriculture is suffer by currently paralyzing our country. We're gonna need a lot of support. A lot of support. Hold the vote, then we can go for Brazil to the rescue. Rally PSD. Just need a little bit of support, just a little bit. Hold the vote. 34. We held the vote. Did it pass? Question Winter. Let's go with Brazil to the rescue. 34. We have enough support, it looks like. Just barely enough support. Barely enough to pass. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Let's convince the legislator. Brazil to the rescue. Clutter seemed out of the meeting and wasn't seen for the rest of the day. The sun will shine forever. The relief bill passed. Celebrations can be heard across Brazil's farms today. The Senate bill passed the Agrarian Relief Act. The act redistributes land from various corporate entities and rich ranchers back down to local peasants and smaller farmers in the hope of creating more equitable opportunities for the lower classes and hope to improve agricultural output. Present law alleged that many ranchers are effectively and inefficiently using their massive plots of land rather than in the hands of local populace. Pressure to negotiate with the unions that were directly causing a strike. President Law sat down with several prominent labor figures and implemented their suggestions to the Agrarian Relief Act. Despite renewed opposition from the UDN to try and fail the act, calling communism at its core, the PTB and PSD alliance appeared to secure enough votes to force it through. The act contains several additional clauses regarding worker treatment at large-scale farms, along with reduction for hours and workday. Furthermore, it allows the PTB to work with provincial officials to speed up the redistribution process and allow a significant amount of funds Brazil banks for issues of loans to peasants and small-scale farmers. Some ranchers are willing to surrender large amounts of fossil fuel and fled the country completely. So they're strongly informed that many Brazil wonder how the following price selection will ever possibly tell this one. The sun will shine forever. Well, I'm going to be back in a minute because I know so quick, but I will be back to finish the other set. We are back. Sorry, said it so quick, but it's past. That was absolutely fantastic. Government prevails in the English Civil War, the Algerian War. As legislator, the next thing we can do is time for restraint. What have they ever done for us? So with all that, the wise everyone have questions. Get effed. Get fucked. Gail Mars smiled awkwardly to profane. Shriveled farmer woman in the front of the crowd. What was she, 80? Whatever she was, a coalition of local farmers' names can curly badmouth allies when they showed forced brigade. Gilmore sounds nothing was so trans Amazon had finally been hooked up to Maribel, and that he was scheduled to make the announcement. Gilmore had been very excited. It was a chance to see the public get some well-deserved publicity. He expected cheers, flowers, young excitement, anything but this. You cut my goddamn farm in half, jackass. How many more trees are you gonna chop down, dumb fuck? One of your idiot workers let my cows out there. They're fucking gone. The crowd of dirty peasants shoved their way into the middle of a crowd half through seats. Had shut about. Gilmore nuisance or somewhere else off the highway. Seeing it manifested like this was unnerving. It was probably time to make an exit. Was shielding rock out. Thank you. That was all, asshole. That's really gonna hurt us. Similar to your representative. Time for restraint. Similar to representative. As people call for orders and gain the answer. The canal riots. For today, Panama bleeds and the scars are truly healed. I can't wait till we see the rest of South Africa. I love this mod. I can't wait till more. Some mod for there's Torch Delivery. It's gonna be great. I don't know if this is that one, but there's a lot of great mods that are just coming out recently in Hearthstone 4, and there's more on the way. So it's truly impressive time to be in the Hearthstone 4 community. It really is. And we're gonna go for that now. Time for restraint. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. So, yeah. CIA contacts. Let's go for that. Oh, gosh. They're getting crushed. Are they even need help by the Americans? Oh, frick. Send our guns. Convince the people. Let's get the war support before we lose it. Lose our opportunity. Because they're about to lose Cape Town. Finish on the government steps down. I've never seen them do this bad. Apparently, you're not supposed to deal with the. I have not seen them go this bad in a long time. Like, they don't usually do this bad. Air support. Unrepairable. Let's kill his mother in his crib. Unexpected emergency decision was made. And you can go with Operation Dodoro. Operation Send Our Guns. Cape Town. They're fighting for Cape Town. Still a chance we can come back from this. I hope. Operation Dodoro. Surrounded some great plan. They're saying surrounded on all fronts. They're doing terrible. Why they defend the north? Why the hell they defend the north? It's so stupid of them. Like, I don't know why they did that. Okay. I'm gonna send these guys. Volunteer force. Oh, we can send 2. Okay, great. Let's send these guys. Lost Mission is now irreparable. I'm gonna take Worcester, and then hopefully we can cut them off there. Hopefully, at least we can get. So they have 30. How the hell do they have so many troops? How come South Africa just does not have anything now? What the hell were they? What was their battle plan? I don't think they had one. We gotta cut right there. We can cut there. We can make an entryway. Law resigns. It is finished. Oof. The plot. Amanda Broom. Order the President of the Senate of Federal looked at the Senator Summit of music. This is real, sir, not as real as it gets. The Senator of the President of the Senate of Federal, dear sir. The Senator indicates our resignation from effective immediately from the office of Vice President of the Brazilian public. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I find myself forced to put the service of Brazilian people outside the federal government. It's our earnest hope that you will find a worthy successor about the race to countless funders of the law administration. Yours very truly, Janio Quadros. And signing with me, yes, it'll work. Now take it to the Senate, now onto the hard part. Because they don't have a head of government. Quarters fails, another thing domino. Dang, this country is not doing too well. Nation leaderless. Protests were thronging the streets of Paulo demanding response to corruption embezzlement of the Trans-Amazonian highways. Recently been revealed in newspapers, but today they were surprised to hear Brazilian was the president. Lot that good for nothing was sat around done, corruption was gone, having issued this morning the protesters was welcome development, but still kept the protesting on way up until something changed. One group president of Dr. Beata Cara was joined by another wave president. Hey guys, the vice president, that lunatic Quadros just resigned. People looked at each other amusedly with no Solomon confused on protest asked if both of them are gone. What's the point of protesting? We should just go home. We said no, we have to make our voices heard. Even if they have left, even if the project collapses, corruption will still be there. Besides, whatever it comes to, probably should use 30 slots, but they snarled and started shouting again. Armada intervenes. At Armada, the president of the Senate Federal was contempt of President Trump. Law was gone. He had worked with Carlos de la Sera. By rights of the turn time, Jogora Speaker become dos deputados to take over the president. But none of the damn fool had to remember before running off to the south where a football game already hated him. And he would do anything he wanted power. Deputies of the Senate, the situation by grave rights and armor, Jagorla. Presidents of the Cámara de Diputados should assume the following mental president. By determining after my consultation with the appropriate authorities, it seems me, myself, and I, automatic on his wrath, the constitutional normative prevent him from taking powers time. Let's go to a free vote to Senate. Senate Federal Players, Arrogalands, Assembly, Silcerdo, by and lawsuit is gone, just as planned. Trapped. Okay, we're going to go here. Okay, we're going to try our best. Trapped. Right for President of Brazil's cop guard beginning a 100 days crisis. He went in the stadium in the south watching a football game in person with the proper Brazilians who do fairly recently, but left him unprepared for the fall of luck. Fathers on 24 hours of each another. Wasn't prepared all tomorrow to take his rubbish without concerts. I need a drink of water, my friends. After this, I'm probably going to end the episode. Each other. Constitutional irregularities preventing him from becoming president. When Golo's local airport found itself forward, there were emergency training exercises happening like Melto. All planes in ground, knowing that he pushed any further, he'd probably get arrested. He decided to get a hold of a man he could trust. Django, my friend, what's going on? I thought you'd be in Brasilia right now about now. So Weaselano, watch a football game and the next day Marshall Quadros were bought out. Then the bastard, you all shut me out of the presidency. Then thrust damned army the airport shut down of Alcro. I'd probably think it was conspiracy. Whatever happened, Django? You have to remain calm. Come down to Puerto Rico. We'll take it from there. What the hell, great hunger. The matter of plan is breath to come himself. I don't want to talk like this. This will be the end. He will need to be very careful what he does next. Drive take me to the governor, Leonardo Brazil, in Puerto Rico. And we're going to end the episode there. I hope you all have a wonderful time. And I'll see y'all next time. Remember, before I go, please remember to leave a like, leave a subscribe, or subscribe to my channel. It's free, remember that. So if you want to subscribe anytime, you can. Really would appreciate that. And also comment down below and share with your friends. I love seeing new people on the channel, and I also love hearing your voices and knowing what I can fix. That's really also something I really appreciate. So please leave a comment down below. Anyway, have a great day, friends, and it's been a dream being with you guys. Bye-bye.